Tomorrow is closing day. Like for real, for real, for real. It's been a long time coming. Well, it's really been 2 months. But 2 months ago, God introduced me to a man who told me, turned around and looked at me and said, "Do you want to buy my properties?" He wanted to sell 30. He owned 91, he wanted to sell 30. In a random day, I met this man and he turned around to me and he said, "Do you want to buy my properties?" And somehow my mouth formed the words, yes. Without any money saved, without having a plan, my mouth formed the words, yes. 2 months later, I'm going to be closing on my first investment property purchase of one of his houses. Now, I originally thought that it would be two, but I'm very cool with the idea of starting off with one, and I'll buy back my community one by one. If I have to do it one house at a time, so be it. So I'm so excited. I am elated. We finally arrived. And I've documented some of the things that have happened. As you have watched, you've seen that it's been a process of going through a lot of rigmarole with the banks. It has been back and forth with the seller, multiple extensions, and even at the very end, I had to go back and ask for a price reduction, which was granted. God sent the partner who didn't want to lower the price all the way to Africa. And for whatever reason, she was not able to be reached by phone, text, or email for multiple days. And over the course of those days, it was the exact timing that the Lord spoke to me and told me to ask the other partner for a price reduction. Because she could not find her partner anywhere in the world, she agreed to the price reduction. And the day after I got the amendment signed, that partner came back into communication. She said, "What happened? I told you no to a price reduction the last 2 times you asked. How did you go behind my back and get my partner to agree to a price reduction?" She even said, "I thought you said you were a Christian. You call yourself a Christian, but you do things that are dishonest. You took advantage of me." I said, "No, let's clear that up, because you might slander my name and you might accuse my name, but what you won't do is bring my God into this situation. So let's stop here. If you think that I took advantage of you, you can have your house back. I won't even sign for it. If you think that I did something that was less than honest, I don't want to move forward. Tell me now if that's how you truly feel about what happened, and the deal will be off. You can have your house. I'll move on with my life." Well, the very next response I got was, "See you at closing on Friday." So I guess that means all is well. All is at peace. She wants to close. I want to close. The bank has said that I am good to go. I am approved. I'm shocked. The reason why I'm documenting this is because literally 2 months ago, I probably had $2 in my bank account. Not that I am, um, not a saver, or that I'm not, don't use wisdom with my finances. I just had a lot going on. I bought a house less than a year ago, furnished the house, did a complete remodel of my garage that cost over $30,000. In addition to a bunch of business expenses. My son is in private school, so it had nothing to do with me being wasteful or, not really planning. It literally was like God took me from nothing, having no plan, no money saved, no pre-approval. When I put an offer on the bank, I had offer on the house. I had $2 in my account, something like that, and I had no pre-approval. This defies everything that I've ever done with any of my clients. This defies everything that I've ever been taught in my training as a real estate agent. This defies everything I've ever been taught in any real estate investment training course. Totally unprepared. That's how you know that it's God, because God qualifies those that He calls. He doesn't say, go save this amount, go get your credit score to this point, do this, do that, do that. He says, trust me, act in faith, and I'll do it. Well, between the time of 2 months ago and today, I have the exact amount in my bank account that I need to be able to close. I could not foresee that I would have those funds, but I do. All God. Got a pre-approval on my own without having to have anyone co-sign, without even having to have my husband on the loan. I was able to get approved on my own. All God. Truly all God. After having not been able to close the first time, not being able to close the second time, I got a third extension to be able to close. It defies the way that real estate really actually happens. All God. So tomorrow when I walk in with my check and my pen, I'll be ready to sign. Ready. Because I know that I obeyed God and He walked with me the whole way to get me to that point. And it's not about me. It's about His legacy. It's about His kingdom. It's about what He wants to do in this community, what He wants to do in this city through me. I'm just a vessel. I'm just one of many. He could have picked anybody. He could have went to my next door neighbor and said, you go buy his 30 houses. But for whatever reason, He chose me. And I'm excited. I hope that this is encouraging somebody out there in the world, wherever you may be, in Dallas, Texas, or in Zimbabwe. I don't know, wherever you are. It's time to take back the land. Go sit before the Lord. Ask Him, what is the strategy for you? What is the way? What is your door? What is the way that you'll take back the land, repossess the land, take dominion of the land, rule the land, become Lord of the land? I believe that this is our God-given right. This is our inheritance. This is what God intends for us to do as His children, to not live as renters, to not live bound to the rules of the owners, but to actually be the owners and to rule over the land in such a way that we bring honor to our communities, in such a way that we bring peace to our communities. We restore the community. When I say rule, I'm not talking about I own everything, I'm in control. I mean, we are able to set the rules. We are able to establish the way of life. If I buy every house on the street, I control the neighborhood. I decide which type of families I want to rent to. I decide that I don't want to allow people who are dealing drugs to live in my houses. I decide that if you litter the street, you can't live there. I make those rules. I decide how the community will be. And since I'm a woman of integrity, I believe that God will allow me to be a landlord because I will establish a community and a way of life, quality, safe housing for those who are in need, for families who are looking to live in dignified developments. And I believe that I'm not the only one out there like that. And so I hope that this message is encouraging you, because you'll be next. I know that faith is contagious. So if you see my story and how I bought a house, and it'll be my second house that I purchased this year, well, within a year. It'll be my second house that I purchased within a 12-month period. All God.